everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I will be sharing with you all my prelims strategy, book list and its syllabus. So let us begin. Now when we start with prelims preparation, this very book in front of you, which is 26 years UPSC topic wise solved papers 1 and 2, is the only book that you need to buy for the beginning portion. In this book there are questions papers since 10-15 years, and when you will read this book you will come to know and understand the type of questions that are asked in prelims. This will be very beneficial because after this, when you will follow the book list for your prelims, you will be able to read those books accordingly and you will find the kind of questions that are asked. So it will be very easy for you. So now first let us understand prelims and its two question papers. Now the prelims has two parts. First is GS1, which is general science, and second one is CSAT. For GS1, you have 6 major parts, which include history, geography, political science, economics, then environment and general science. So let us start one by one with them. Now, first of all, for the environment portion or the science portion, there is one book which is which is Environment by Shankar IAS Academy. Now this book is very good as it clears all your concepts and has been used since many years. So this is the very book that I have also used. This book is quite descriptive. If you have a lot of time, like you are preparing in college, so you need to go through this book entirely. But if you have less time, then you can take a few topics from this book that are there in the syllabus. But otherwise, I would recommend you to go through this book entirely. Now coming to the second portion, which we have here is history. Now in history, there are 3 kinds of history. First is ancient history. For ancient history, this is the book that I use, which is NCERT of class 10th from Tamil Nadu board. This book is very good for ancient history. I have been reading this very book only, and it has all the questions that usually come in UPSC. Now the second part of history is medieval history. For that again I use this Tamil Nadu class 12th this time, 12th NCERT. This is very good for the medieval part of history. Now there are sometimes questions for history that are from the architecture or the art side. So this is one book which is An Introduction to Indian Art from class 11th NCERT textbook in Fine Arts. This book is equally important because it has been seen that since 4-5 years this book has been given a lot of importance. So again this book is also important. Now for the last part of history, which is the modern India history, this is the book, and I'm sure you must have heard about this book sometime. This is Spectrum, A Brief History of Modern India. This book is again equally very important. It has a lot of pages in it, as you can see, but you need to go through this book at least 5 to 6 times. You need to do multiple revisions, and after that this book is the only book that you need for the modern part, because we all have seen that in UPSC there are a maximum number of questions from this very modern book, so you need to go through this book as well. Now for the political science and the governance portion, there is this one book that we all know about and have heard multiple times, and that is this Indian Polity, which is by M. Lakshmikant. Now this is the only one book that you need for prelims and political science, and this is also the book that you will be using in mains. There is no other book that you need to use for political science, be it prelims or be it mains. This book is again thick and has a lot of information. But the best part about this book is that it covers everything that you need for political science, and there is no need to make any kind of notes from this book because this is very briefly written, and everything that is there is what is important. So you need to go through this book at least 5 to 6 times when it comes to a revision, because it is very important for that. Now let us come to the economics portion. There are 2 books that I usually use, and these are from class 11th textbook NCERT. This is Indian Economics and Development. This book is what we will be using for economics. The second one is from class 12th, which is Introduction to Macroeconomics. These 2 NCERTs are very sufficient when it comes to economics portion. Now, apart from these two NCRTs, there are three things that you need to keep in mind as well. First one is PIB summary. Now, this summary is available every year, and you need to download it, or you can buy a booklet in the market as well. This is also important because it contains all the summary about the economic outcomes and researches as well. The second thing you have here is a budget. Now, this budget is again the most important part of economics. This is prepared every year, so you need to go through this as well. And the third one is economic survey. Earlier, this economic survey used to be presented while budget was introduced, whenever it used to be presented in the Lok Sabha. But recently, economic survey comes ahead, and it's like 2 or 1 week before budget is presented. So what you need to keep in mind here is that in these three things, you need to refer to these three: PIB summary, budget, and economic survey of that only 1 year in which you are giving your exam. For example, I am giving my exam in 2023, so I will refer to the PIB summary, budget, and economic survey of 2023 only. I will not do this right now in 2022 because it is going to change every year. So there is no need to go through these three of the previous year or in the year which you are preparing. Only refer to the ones in which you are giving the very year in which you are giving your exam. Now coming to the geography portion. For geography, the very first thing that one needs is a good atlas. Here I am using this Oxford School Atlas. This is very important when you read or study geography. So keep in mind that every time you open your geography, you need to have atlas by your side, so that whenever you read about any mountain range, any peak, so you go and quickly look it up in this atlas. Now the books that I refer for geography. We all must have heard about this book, a very famous book, which is G.C. Leong. I personally have read that, and I did not like that because it was a lot of information there, and after consulting the previous question papers, I saw that not many questions were from that. So that is something which I found to be wasting my time. So instead, I use only 4 books, and these are also NCRTs. So the very first NCRT is from class 11th. This is India Physical Environment. Second one is also from 11th class. This is Fundamental of Physical Geography. The third one is from 12th class NCRT of Geography. This is Human Geography, Fundamental of Human Geography, class 12th, textbook NCRT. And the last book for geography is again from class 12th, which is India, People and Economy. So this book, these 4 NCRTs along with your atlas are what will form your crux for your geography. Only going through these 4 NCRTs will be very sufficient for you for your prelims. Now, after all this has been done, what comes next is... So that sums up the major book list for the prelims. And now coming to the very, very important part of prelims, which is current affairs. So where do we do our current affairs from? So very first important thing is a newspaper. There are 2 major newspapers. One is The Hindu and the second one is the Indian Express. I personally use The Hindu. It is up to you whichever newspaper you want to follow. You can subscribe for The Hindu in the first month and Indian Express in the second. And in the third month, you can choose between whichever newspaper you want. But do keep yourself to only one newspaper because it will be a lot of work for you. Now for newspapers, I do not make any notes because I believe that is completely wastage of time, because at the end when you will be revising for your exam, it becomes very chaotic and you do not find the right material from current affairs. So what I do is I go online and search for monthly news compilations. Now one that I use is by Vision IAS. You can use from any other academy or institution. So that is what I use, monthly compilation of news. Second thing after newspaper is subscribing to one of the magazines. Now there are 2 major magazines. One is Yojana and the second one is Kurukshetra. These both are government magazines and you need to go only through one of these magazines every month. Now let me tell you that these magazines are not very fun to read. They are very monotonous and very boring at times. But again, they're very informative, so you need to be very patient when you read those magazines. So yeah, again, Kurukshetra or Yojana. One that is in front of you is Pratyogita Darpan. Now, this is also important. Like, sometimes what happens that we are not able to understand a topic properly. So, for example, here it is Indian history, modern India. So, after I completed my spectrum history, I thought that I was forgetting some things. So, I bought this magazine, and this is also very good. You can go through this, it is not compulsory for anyone. But I think that this is quite informative, so I am sharing here with you all. So, yeah, that was all for the GS portion, and now coming about and talking about the CSAT portion. Now for CSAT, we need to understand that this is again a 200 marks question paper, but here there are only 80 questions and each question is for 2.5 marks. Now CSAT exam is only qualifying based, so you need to only qualify this exam. Your major list will be formed on the cutoff from the GS1 paper, but CSAT is only for qualifying nature. In this, you have syllabus like comprehension, logical reasoning, general mental ability, maths, and a little bit of English, all from class 10th level. So, as you can see in front of you, this is one book that I refer. This is from Arihant. This is CSAT book. You can use any other book if you feel, but this book is something that I find is totally sufficient when it comes to a CSAT. So this is all that I have today for prelims book list. With this, I end this video. I hope that this video was quite informative for you, and if you have any queries, you can comment down in the comment section and let me know if you have any queries. In the next video, I will bring to you the book list of mains. So keep watching, stay updated, and do subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.